It looks like that scoundrel, Rory, is back at the farm. Yesterday, Grandpa Fitz told Rory that he wasn't interested in selling the farm. It seemed that Rory was not willing to take no for an answer. Rory pulls out a sealed envelope from inside of his jacket. Then he says to himself, let's see, how did you word it? Stillwater Farm is not for sale at any price? Ha, yeah, well, we'll see about that. I just wish I could see the look on your face when you read this. He takes out his cell phone. And then he snaps a selfie, holding the envelope with a big smile. Then he laughs as he deposits the envelope into the mailbox. Ha 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 ha.
Patty comes out of the barn wearing a dirty white apron and her favorite white chef's hat. She is carrying a small plate of assorted cheeses. Patty samples some cheese and says, delicious, Patty McPherson. You're becoming quite the cheesemaker. She passes by Rory on her way to the farmhouse. Then she stops and says, oh, a customer. Sir, would you like to try a sample?
Rory asks, what is it?
Patty explains, just the best cheese you've ever tasted.
Rory asks, what kind of cheese?
Patty tells him, sheep cheese.
Rory asks, sheep cheese?
Patty proudly states, that's right, the finest in all of Ireland, if I do say so myself.
Rory rubs his chin as he develops a mean and nasty plan. He's thinking that he can change a fine for unlicensed food production. In addition to serving the CPO the compulsory purchase order, then Rory speaks up. Interesting. So you made it with those filthy hands, wearing that dirty apron in that musty old barn with all those sorry looking sheep? He takes out a clipboard and begins to look around and take notes as he inspects the place.
Patty proudly states, oh, well, no, yes, I guess you could say that. So, would you like some?
Rory says, I think I'll pass on that, and continues to take notes.
Patty seems disappointed. She then asks, so what brings you to Stillwater Farm?
Rory doesn't say much, just doing some county business, that's all. Then he shows Patty his identification.
Patty asks, a government official? Say, are we in some kind of trouble?
With an evil smile, Rory says, trouble? Nah, I think everything's gonna be okay. It'll be just fine.
Patty seems confused as she throws up her hands. Patty shouts at the sheep, be patient, Eleanor, I'm coming.
Rory states, well, my work's done here. Have a wonderful day. Then he laughs as he walks away. Ha 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 ha.
Patty wonders to herself, I hope everything's going to be okay. I wonder what he meant by that. As Patty returns to the barn, Nicole comes out of the farmhouse with a feather duster in her back pocket and a bucket with other cleaning supplies. Nicole groans as she runs a finger along the outside of the barn door and says, my goodness, I figured farms were dirty, but I had no clue they were this bad. Well, not any longer. If I'm going to live here, the grime has got to go.
Shane comes outside too, but he looks a little different. He appears to be wearing a disguise.
Nicole stops and looks at Shane like he's crazy. Then she asks, what in the world. She then lifts the glasses off his face.
Shane tries to quiet Nicole with a long shh. Then he puts the glasses back on, puts his finger against her mouth to shh her. Then he turns to watch the skies.
Nicole asks, "What do you mean, shh? There's nobody out here."
Shane answers, "Oh, yes, there is."
Nicole asks, "Who?"
Shane tells her not who, but what. Shane says, "See?"
Nicole wants to know, what was that?
Shane blurts out, "Geese."
Nicole loudly asks, "We have a flock of geese?"
Shane warns Nicole, "Shh."
Nicole again whispers, "We have a flock of geese? I thought this was just a sheep farm."
Shane tells Nicole that it's not a flock of geese, it's just one goose.
Nicole is trying to make sense of what Shane is saying, but geese is more than one. I'm confused.
Shane points out, it's a goose named Geese.
Nicole explains, "Well, that's just great. A goose named Geese. Are you kidding me? Don't you think that's a bit confusing?"
Shane doesn't seem to be paying attention to Nicole. He's all looking for a goose named Geese.
Nicole tries to get his attention. "Shane! Shane! Do you hear me, Shane?"
Shane tells Nicole, "Stop saying my name. Geese will hear ya."
Nicole points out, "Don't be silly. He doesn't know English."
Shane assures her, "Oh, yes, he does."
Nicole gives in and replies, "Okay, fine. So how long is all this gonna go on? Whispering and wearing disguises?"
Shane states, "Not long, because Stillwater Farm isn't big enough for both of us. It's gonna be me or him."
Nicole gets excited as she asks, "Oh, so we're moving back to New York then?"
Shane says, "Very funny. Ha ha." Grandpa Fitz and Bernard walk up from working in the fields with the sheep. Shane tells him, he says, "Dad, I can't believe Geese is still around after all these years." "Oh, well, hey, Bernard." Grandpa Fitz explains, "He isn't. The geese passed a long time ago. This is Geese Junior the third, to be exact." Bernard holds up 3 fingers.
Nicole asks, "Geese Junior the third? Say, who's naming the animals around here?"
Grandpa Fitz points at the skies and states, "There he goes." Shane says, "Sounds like he's got geese wild disposition though." Grandpa Fitz agrees that he does, I'm afraid.
Nicole seems upset. "Well, that's just great. If quitting our jobs and moving to Ireland to run a 100-year-old sheep farm that we know nothing about wasn't enough, we also have a crazy, psychotic goose on our hands whose name is Geese and speaks English." Nicole takes a deep breath and continues, "I think I need to lie down. I'm feeling lightheaded again."
Shane whispers, "I didn't mean he speaks English, just that it understands it." Grandpa asked Shane, did Nicole know what she was getting into before she moved across the ocean? She knew it was a sheep farm, right? Shane answers with a shrug. "Sort of. I alluded to it. I told her we'd be farming fluffy white puffs." Grandpa questioned, "Fluffy white puffs?" Shane states, "I know, but she was already iffy about the farming part and living in the country part." Grandpa continued, "So Nicole flew across the Atlantic thinking she'd be a cotton farmer?" Shane tells his dad, "Maybe, but I only said fluffy white puffs." "Sorry, Dad. It looks like it's gonna be hard to get used to than we thought." Grandpa asked, "You didn't think it would be easy, did you?" Shane admitted, I guess I was hoping it would be. Bernard throws up his hands and goes into the barn. Into the barn is where he goes.
At that time, Molly greets Grandpa and Shane. Morning. You too?
Grandpa Fitz looks at his watch and says, Morning. It's almost time for lunch.
Molly agrees, which is what I've got right here. I just need a few minutes in the kitchen to get it ready.
Grandpa admits, well, that's the best news I've heard all day. And would this meal happen to include some of your famous...
Molly interrupts, soda bread, of course.
Grandpa tells Shane, my boy, we're in for a treat. Bernard comes out to the barn and stands there. Bernard does.
Molly tells the boys, why don't you carry on with your conversation, and I'll let you know when lunch is ready.
Grandpa agrees. That sounds like a plan to me.
Then Molly goes inside to get to work in the kitchen. Bernard follows Molly into the house because he's always after food.
Shane is wondering about the name of the farm. He asks, Dad, why is it called Stillwater Farm? I've looked at that old sign so many times, but I've never thought about it before. Grandpa walks towards the barn and states, funny, I remember asking my dad the same question. Shane asks, really? Grandpa continues, yeah, when your grandparents came to this area 100 years ago, newly married and looking for a place to start a life together, they immediately fell in love with this spot. Shane looks around and says, it is beautiful. I can see why they chose it. Grandpa adds, then they built the house and the barn and had to come up with a name. It's customary for farms to have names, you know. Shane responds, like Green Acres Farm down the road? Grandpa Fitz agrees, that's right. So their first thought was Pleasant View, because it's so beautiful. But then your great-grandfather, being a sheep farmer and a lover of the Bible, decided that something from his favorite psalm would be better. Psalm 23. You know it. Of course you do. Shane admits, oh, I'm not too sure about that. Grandpa reminds him, oh, come on. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. They sometimes read it at funerals. Shane tells his dad, I haven't been to many funerals lately. Grandpa states, well, that's a good thing. But now that you're a sheep farmer, you really should learn it. It was written by David, the shepherd boy who later became king of Israel. Shane remembers, yeah, I've heard of David and Goliath. Grandpa continues, right, that's him. Anyway, the psalm talks about how the Lord is our shepherd. The second verse is what inspired the name. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. Shane recognizes that. Still waters like the pond behind the house. Grandpa Fitz exclaims, exactly. It was your great-grandfather's favorite spot on the farm. And you'd often find him there thinking or praying or reading his Bible. So that's the story. Shane says, thanks, Dad. Grandpa says to Shane, but seriously, I really hope you'll read the 23rd Psalm and the rest of the Bible too. It's God's word, so it has the answers you need for life, and it'll help you stay on the right path. You do have a Bible, don't you? Shane stutters, I need to get one. Grandpa tells him, that's okay. I've got one you can have. You know, there's no other book like it in the whole world. It's like a priceless treasure.
As Molly comes back outside from the house, she states, lunch is ready.
Grandpa Fitz is thrilled. Great. Shane, would you check the mailbox? I forgot to check it yesterday. Shane walks to the mailbox, opens it, and finds the sealed envelope. Grandpa asked him, did we get anything? Shane tells him, just one letter. It's from the county. Grandpa is shocked. From the county?
Molly tells them it's probably just a newsletter or something.
Shane hands the envelope to Grandpa Fitz. He immediately opens the envelope and reads the letter. Then he looks very, very upset.
Molly asks him, "What's wrong?"
Shane asks, Dad, what is it? Grandpa is stunned. The Lord gave and the Lord has taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. Shane takes the letter. Bad news. It's a CPO.
Molly says, "A compulsory purchase order?"
Grandpa Fitz says, yes, looks like we may lose the farm after all.
Then Grandpa and Shane exchange glances.
And they all go in the house for lunch.